this so exciting? Oh, you can see me, Megception in my glasses, so let's not do that. We're doing Vlogmas, or we're doing a version of Vlogmas, which is scary, because I'm scared of commitment. So let's start with some disclaimers. It's not a Meg video if we don't start with some disclaimers. I cannot promise that I will be uploading every day. There might be some days where vlogs are like put into one, or I cannot promise I will be talking in every video. I might just not be feeling it that day. All I can promise is I will try, Scouts honour, I was never in Scouts, to do my very best and try and upload something every day, or much more than I normally would. Although it's not Vlogmas, is it? I called it Vlogmas, but you guys wanted to call it Bookmas because I put a poll up. So we're calling it Bookmas. Ta-da! Welcome to day one of Bookmas! It is the 1st of December. I have been waiting for December because I've been in a weird one. Because I've been doing applications for like my masters and stuff. I was like, no, Christmas can only start on the 1st of December. So I hadn't listened to any Christmas music. We'd watched a couple of Christmas films, but now I'm very much in the Christmas spirit. Yeah, last night I listened to my Christmas playlist while I did a bit of crocheting because I had a rough night last night, I don't know why. My life is probably going to look really repetitive because I am autistic. My life is very repetitive. I do the same thing day after day. I read, I crochet, I read, I watch TV, I sleep. I sleep a lot. Welcome. If you're new here, I mean, we're 2 minutes in, but if you're new here, I'm Meg. I read books, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, this is megsreadsbooks. Subscribe for the best Vlogmas you're ever going to see. I'm like the worst YouTuber in the world, but I can promise that I will be myself. It's the 1st of December, so last night we kind of Christmasified our house. I say we. I was supposed to help. I was very poor at helping. We'd have like 2 waves of Christmas decorations in our house. We have the Advent decorations, and then we have like the Christmas decorations. So the Advent ones went up last night. My mum made Christmas the most fantastic thing. Like, she still makes it incredible. But like, there's so much Christmas from when I was a child that just still fills my heart with so much joy. My mum made that possible, and she basically collects Advent calendars, so we have so many, but it's amazing. And then at some point we'll put the Christmas tree up, and that's where the other Christmas decorations come from in our house. So we're sort of half Christmas-fied at the moment. Isn't this so exciting? I'm so excited. I don't really know what I'm going to do this morning. Maybe go back to sleep. No, that's bad. Although I probably will nap today. It's just me on my own at home because my dad is out. I haven't yet worked out. I don't really like doing like vlogging around people, so it's going to be a weird one. Trying to learn to do that this month. Maybe read. I've started watching Doctor Who from the start of Tennant because I watched whatever the special was called with Donna and 14, and it made me just want to go back and watch Doctor Who. So I have been doing like stuff I've been doing while I've been watching Doctor Who. It's amazing. I just got to the first Martha episode. My mum, I did say to my mum yesterday, is there anything more autistic than a Doctor Who special interest? But I don't think we're at special interest yet. I'm just having a fun time watching it. And then the book I'm currently reading, well, I'm currently reading quite a few, which I'll probably show you at some point, because I always read like 5 books at once. But on my Kindle, I am reading Mrs. S. by, I can't remember who, but I'll put a picture up, which is a book about an Australian butch lesbian who comes and is now staff at a like traditional boarding school in England in the countryside, and it is about the kind of queer attraction and love between her and Mrs. S, who is the wife of the headmaster. I'm about 25%. The writing is very Sally Rooney styled, where there's no speech marks. There's not even any indication like between the different people speaking, which I find quite hard to read. So I'm not reading it as quickly as I thought I would, because when I read books about like age gap, gay love, I read them so quickly because I'm obsessed with them. I read myself in them. So it's quite hard to read. It's quite hard to get through, because it's really working out like what people are saying, and I get that it's a stylized way of writing, but it's not my favourite. Now, I think I'm going to crochet this morning, so I have one order I need to do that I'm halfway through, and I have two. Then when that one's done, I can package them up and get them sent out. I need to, yeah, I think that's the plan for this morning. So starting in the kitchen, because they literally span every room of the house, although can I just show you? Last year for Christmas, I got my mum, I got my mum a, like, knitting kit because she loves craft, and she made the little Robin, and he's amazing, I love him. But yeah, in the kitchen we have our chocolate advent calendars, which my nan gets us every year since as long as I can remember. We've had these. And then on top of the poor dog's bed, we have 2 other advent calendars. So my mum makes these every year because she is literally the best mum in the entire world. And usually, so we used to have a sweet advent calendar and a craft, like, activity advent calendar. This year she's changed it up and hasn't told me why. So one of these is, I think this is the sweet one. And then this one, she said there's one each for me and my brother, and my sister also has one at university. And I tried to have a feel of, like, what some of them are. And I have no idea what's going on here. So I'm very excited to open this one tonight, but I will wait. Again, my mum made, can we just take a moment how incredible it is? She knitted this whole thing and all of them in there. What? I know. And it has my favourite thing in the whole world, which is this little bear. So on December 8th, I will be the happiest girl in the world because look at him. Oh my god. But I cannot do this one yet because we have to collect the sticks to put in a thing so I can hang them up. That doesn't make sense, but it will. This one has been my advent calendar since I was, well, I think my mum made it when I was a baby, so it's 20 years old now. But it's just like a little advent calendar thing, and then inside each of them is a little Fimo, like, which is like a modelling clay animal of a nativity scene that she made. She made each of them. Are we getting the picture yet that my mum is incredible? Because she is. And I've done this one, yeah, for as long as I can remember, and then each one goes in this little nativity scene, which, as you can see, there's a manger, and today I got a camel. Because it's so old, there are certain parts, I think there's like a 2-legged camel and things like that. This is our advent candle. We always have an advent candle. It's very exciting that we're gonna get to put it on tonight. So the order I'm working on at the moment is a red Kindle sleeve. So I have the first panel, and then I'm currently doing the back panel, and I have my red yarn for my stars. I need to work out when's my last day. I'm going to take orders to get them out for Christmas. But this one I think is going all the way to, it's either America or Canada, which is very exciting. I just filmed a whole book. This is how good my Vlogmas is getting off to as a start. I just filmed a whole book haul, filming nothing but the back of my chair because I forgot to turn my camera around. I am such a good YouTuber. You are so welcome that you're here to experience this with me. Also, I've already lost a nail. How sad is that? But let's do this again. Let's do the book haul again. This time, I'm going to have my camera where I can see it, so I know that I'm not wasting mine and your time. I love this for me. Right, let's start with these, which I got sent by Penguin, which was very, very kind of them, and I'm very excited about. These are the Fortuna Swan books by KJ Sutton. I've kind of been intrigued by fantasy romance, as you'll be able to see with a couple of more of the books that I got. Although, disclaimer, I'm supposed to be on a book buying ban because I have literally no money. But then I kept seeing books on like Amazon for like £4. The problem is when you buy like one £4 book, it's just £4. But when you buy like four £4 books, it's not just £4. But anyway, this is how we ended up here. Although it's not the worst book haul in the world for someone on a book buying ban, I would like to point out. But like I said, I've been so intrigued by fantasy romance and I've downloaded loads of them and I'm really excited to get to these. So I have Fortuna Sworn, I have Restless Slumber, which has a wolf on the cover. We stand wolves in this house. She's looking pretty slay on all these covers as well, I have to admit. I do love them. Fantasy romance covers, when they're done like illustrated, chef's kiss. When they're like actual stock images, no. But the illustrated fantasy romance, I don't know why, I love them. But this is Deadly Dreams book 3 and Beautiful Nightmares, which is like 700 pages long and I could probably knock someone out with. Book 4. And then I bought some books, like I said, from Amazon, because I haven't got any self-control. So I bought Assistant to the Villain, which, I mean, as one could deduce, is probably about being an assistant to the villain. I'm just a genius. Although I am mainly obsessed with this book because it has a little frog with a little help sign on it. And honestly, that's quite me coded. But yeah, I have no idea what this is about other than it is probably enemies to lovers. And I saw it all over TikTok, which is not normally a marker of a good book, but sometimes you just have to give in and go, you know what, maybe I am gonna like that one. So yeah, I got this one. I got Wildfire by Hannah Grace, which is the sequel to Icebreaker, like in the same college, which follows the daughter of a Formula 1 mogul who has severe daddy issues. I have read this one. This is the only one here I've read, I think. And I vlogged it for my TikTok. There we go. And the kind of shy guy who also has daddy issues that she falls in love with at a summer camp, and it is very sweet. It has very healthy communication, which made me very happy. Nothing more to say about this. It was just a fun romance. Nice. We love that. We love healthy communication. Can't relate. Then I got King of Pride by Anna Huang. Now, have I read any Anna Huang? No. Do I know that I'll like her writing? No. Do I own the majority of her books? Yes. But I'm pretty sure this is a billionaire romance. It's the sequel to King of Wrath, which I bought, and therefore I bought this one. I just like billionaire romances because of Toto Wolff. I am morally opposed to billionaires, but not when they are hot. No one clip that out of context. Although, is there much context to that? No, probably not. But yeah, I got this one. Slay. And then I got the last two. No, these aren't the last two that I bought. That's wishful thinking. But I got the two other Lucy Score books, which I read the first one, which I can't remember what it's called. Ah, it's here. Things We Never Got Over. And all I remember about it is that I couldn't remember the difference between the dog and the child because they had really similar names. But I also remember it giving me really strong Gilmore Girls vibes, and I'm nothing but a Lorelai Gilmore stan. So I got the next two. I think they're set in the same world. They probably follow other characters from that book. But that's The Things We Hide from the Light and Things We Left Behind. And I'm not even gonna lie, I kind of bought this because I think they'll look really cute on my bookshelf, like the pastel colours. And I say that like I even have space on my bookshelf. I don't. These are all sitting in a pile. You can kind of see half of the pile there, behind all my yarn. It's great. It's going so well, and I'm definitely not stressed out about how there's so much stuff in my bedroom. Anyway, then I bought A Study in Drowning by Ava Reid, which I bought because Sam has like 12 copies of it, and I am obsessed with Sam, so anything Sam loves, I'll probably love because she is the love of my life. But as far as I know, this is academic enemies to lovers, dark academia fantasy. Very tropey, but can I lie? Will I love that? Probably. Yeah, that's all I know about this, and I'm excited to read it, and it will probably make a really good 24-hour readathon book. But this is the last book I bought, I think. This is Infinite Jest by David Foster Wallace. You might be thinking, what? That's a weapon, that's not a book. I know. But it's one of those like great American novels, and I was reading it to get to sleep on my Kindle, and I was actually really enjoying it. It was kind of like near future, and it was very pretentious, but I kind of liked that. But this is one that is kind of like one like that literature bros read. It's along the same lines as like The Catcher in the Rye and American Psycho, not in terms of content but in terms of the people that read it. And I had this great idea where I was like, I'm gonna read this in one day on TikTok, and I still kind of want to do it, but I did underestimate quite how small the font is. Like, this is a Bible and it's literally over 1,000 pages long, and like a third of it is footnotes. Like I said, I still kind of want to do it because I know it would make the book bros really mad, and I love doing that. Until they comment on my videos. Then it's not fun anymore because they just call me fat. But in the moment, it's really fun to annoy book bros, and this is a very book bro. There was a lot of tennis in it from what I remember. I remember falling asleep to a lot of tennis, and by reading it to get to sleep, I mean I've probably read like this much. So starting again really will make very little difference. Then I got sent 2 more books, which, because I am the worst book talker / booktuber in the world, I just never hauled, because why would I? That's not my job. I know, I'm so bad. If there are any social media like people from book publishers watching, I'm sorry. I never reply to your emails. I'm autistic. I'm sorry. But I got sent The 12 Days of Murder by Bonnier Books, which I am so very excited. This is written by Andrina Cordani. I'm very excited because it's Christmassy, and now it's Christmas, so I can read it, obviously. And I'm pretty sure it's set on Christmas Eve, which is so slay. I might read this on Christmas Eve. If not, I'll still read it this month, because otherwise I'll have to wait until like December next year, and I'm not doing that. So I'm very excited for this one. It's just like a Christmassy murder mystery. I just know it's one of those books that you don't want to go into knowing too much, because it'll be like a bit of a spoiler, if that makes sense. So I haven't even read the blurb, but I'm very excited to read it because Christmas. Then I got sent People to Follow by Olivia Worley, which again came out like the start of November, and I did not post about because I'm an awful booktuber / book talker. But I got sent this by Hatchet, and it is about influencers, and they like fly out to like an abandoned island, and then I think someone dies. I'm really intrigued by influencer culture, and I think it's called People Like Her by Ellery Lloyd. And it was so good, and I read it a couple of years ago, and it was about like a mum influencer, and someone basically like stole her child via the internet, and it was very good. And ever since then I've been really intrigued and wanted to read more thrillers about influencers, especially because like I'm on TikTok and I see stuff that I will just never wrap my head around, and I feel like it would be a really good, fun, quick read about that. So yeah, that's the book haul. We love that. We love it. my god, look at the bags under my eyes because I didn't sleep last night. So I emptied it out and I was like, well, how will we know which bit, when we come to put it away again, how will we know which bit goes in which box? But it's got the number on the back. This is the cutest thing I've ever seen. So we have all the pieces with number 1 on the back. And there are edge pieces, so we need to sort them. Sort your edge pieces first. We've blue tacked the picture up to the door. Sleigh. Get it? Sleigh, and it's a sleigh. Except I'm not going to time lapse this bit because I've already got like 5 hours worth of time lapsing, it feels like. So I'll just show you this bit when it's done. That's slowly, every day you're going to see the puzzle grow bigger and bigger. That's so cute. It looks hard though because all the bits are like the same colours. Oh wow.
Should I leave you to do that then?
No. This is a joint effort. Okay, so the lighting, phenomenal. As with everything I film. But I thought when my bath was running, I would just come up and do a bit of a rundown and sort of finish up today's vlog. I always worry that like I'm either trying to do too much, like I'm giving you too much of my life, or I'm like my life is really boring, and I'm very aware my life is really boring. But then I guess if you've stuck around this long, you've signed up for that. So I'm just gonna relinquish that and try and just do the best I can do. Today was actually quite productive, and I know you're probably thinking, wow, that's what you consider productive, but yes. As for tonight, my plan is, because I've got to work out how I'm gonna edit these and get them up and stuff, which is going to require a bit of trial and error over the next couple of days. I am finishing these vlogs quite early. I really want to read more of my book, Mrs. S, because it is so good. Once you get past the no speech marks thing, it's visceral. The reason I love books like that are because the way they write, there's always a different way to write it. And whoever wrote this, I can't remember the author's name, but it will be up on the screen. Whoever wrote this writes really short, evocative sentences as a way to describe the kind of desperation and intensity of this like sapphic longing, and I feel it in my soul. I love it. I really want to read more. I'm about halfway through. It's only about 200 pages, so I'm hoping if editing doesn't take too long, I should be able to finish that tonight, and then I will be able to give you a full breakdown tomorrow. But yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is have a bath, which I have running. Don't worry, it's not going to run over. It's running very slow. If you have any ideas of like things you want to see, because I have a couple of things planned, like I have things that I know I want to do during December that will be filmed. If you have anything you want to see or books you want me to read, let me know down in the comments. And if you weren't too entirely bored by this vlog, because this is my life. In fact, this is less boring than most of my life, then subscribe. Anyway, I hope you had a lovely first day of Advent if you celebrate. If not, I hope you just had a lovely, peaceful, quiet, productive day. We're loving the grey. And yeah, I will see you, hopefully, touch wood, if we manage to keep this going, tomorrow.